There is a popular saying in leadership that if you think you're leading and there's nobody following you, you are only going on a walk. On this platform, you are going to learn principles of leadership. You are going to encounter different leaders. You are going to learn about how you can grow as a leader, how you can make an impact. My name is Samuel Eyim, and I'm the host for the leadership platform. I am a leadership coach, a lawyer by profession, a John C. Maxwell certified coach. I have been in corporate life in senior positions for several years, and now I run the Center for Transformational Leadership, where we train and coach leaders to become better leaders. And I invite you to go on a journey with us as we discuss the subject of leadership in the coming weeks.
This and every Saturday, you have opportunity to ask questions, share your views on important leadership matters.
Hello everyone, my name is Elsie and I'm excited that I just completed a 15-week journey with the CTL Africa team on the 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth by John C. Maxwell.
From the law of pain, I also learned that every problem introduces a person to himself. Honestly, till you face a problem, you wouldn't know the things that you actually have within you.
The journey for me personally was a wake-up call. Before I joined this journey, I wasn't actually learning at all. I wasn't adding any logic to what I knew.
So the law of trade-off is saying that you have to give up to grow up. So things that I think are not going to have maximum impact on my life, I have to trade them off.
I want to grow. I am not stopping now. I am continuing. And as far as I'm concerned, like it says, you cannot give what you don't have. I definitely will have to give what I have learned off to others and then get more so that I can continue giving. I am not going to be a reservoir. I am going to be a river, and therefore I'm going to continue learning to be able to give of my best.
Ordinary people can achieve extraordinary results on a consistent basis if they have a system, if they have a plan.
Hello, dear leader. My name is Samuel Eyim, Chief Leadership Coach at the Center for Transformational Leadership in Africa, CTL Africa. And I have an important invitation for you. Why are some nations developed and thriving, while others are underdeveloped and struggling? Why are some businesses flourishing and others languishing? Why are some churches growing and others dying? These are important questions for leaders. So are you a leader? At what level are you leading? What impact are you making? What is your understanding and concept of leadership? The way you think about leadership is the way you do leadership. And as John Maxwell says, everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the cause, all others are the effect. So, at the Center for Transformational Leadership, we've created this program to help you transform your understanding of leadership. This program is going to be based on John C. Maxwell's book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. As a John C. Maxwell certified coach, I'm going to walk you through these laws, and we're going to give you exercises and activities around these laws to help install a new transforming concept of leadership for you. This will change the way you do leadership completely. So I invite you to check our website and our social media pages and to register for the Leadership Mindset and Asset program. This program is on 2 levels. The first level is understanding the laws of leadership, where we are going to walk you through the laws of leadership in 3 to 5 days. And this will give you the foundations of leadership. The second level is walking the laws of leadership. Here, we take you through a 15-week journey through the laws of leadership. Every week, you will have opportunity to study one law, apply the law throughout the week, meditate upon it, do the exercises, and regroup with other like-minded people who are learning the laws of leadership, exchange ideas, and share your lessons. So do not miss this opportunity. Register now for the Leadership Mindset and Asset program.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you're joining us. Welcome once again to the Leadership Platform. And I can see already lots of you who are joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So if you're joining us for the first time, or even if you've joined us several times, please put your name in the comment section. Tell us where you're joining us from, and we'll be able to welcome you onto the platform. So my name is Sarah Jessie Apia, and I will be your host for today. Mr. Ayim just has something that he has to do, but he is on the call. So those who want to say hello to him, don't forget to put your comments and your hellos in the comment section. So let's see who is here with us. I can see Rama Aliture Ajay is joining us. Welcome, welcome. And let's see if others are joining us as well. So he is the only person who has announced himself, and I can see Constance also from Ghana joining us. So keep your announcements coming so we can welcome you. Now, as you know, for the past few weeks, we've been concentrating on leadership, women leadership. And today we have one great leader who is also going to share a very important subject with us on how leaders navigate corporate politics. Politics is something that we do unconsciously or consciously, and she will walk us through how we as women leaders, we lead in the corporate field. Hajia, I can see you are here with us. Hajia Alimatu is joining us from Ghana. Charlotte Moda says hello, and Rama Aliture Ajay is joining us from Takwa. Great. So without much ado, I will just call upon our speaker for today, who is Patricia Abena Kisi. She has been with us for 2 occasions already, and we are grateful for her to be with us for a third time, which means she really delivers value, and we are so grateful. So Patricia, thank you for joining us today, and I'll just have you introduce yourself for those who don't know you, because this is This may be the first time they're joining us, and then I can leave the space for you to share. So tell us who you are, Patricia. We know you are a coach, you are an author, you wear lots of hats. So take us away and give us a brief introduction of who you are, where you were born, and what you do. Thank
Hello, everyone. Thank you, CTL, once again for the opportunity. It's always a privilege to be here. This is a huge platform, a learning platform that I really don't take for granted. So, thank you so much. My name is Patricia Abnakisi. I am the CEO of Sidat Consult. It's an HR consulting firm that provides HR solutions to corporate organizations. I'm also a career coach. So, and that is my passion actually, helping people find themselves within themselves to discover their career path and guiding them through the process. So, it's one of the things that I do passionately. I'm also a member of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, a member of the National Council. So, briefly, that is who Patricia is.
Okay,
And thank
great.
you for the opportunity.
Excellent. So, Patricia, are you married? Do you have children?
Oh yeah,
Just
yes.
yes, tell
I'm
us a little
married.
bit about
I'm married to a wonderful man. Hi, Michael, and
Okay.
we are blessed with a beautiful daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wonderful. And what is one fun thing that you do? What do you love doing apart from working and being with your family?
Yeah, I love learning, trying my
Okay.
hands on different things. I want to learn graphic designing. I want to learn videography. So if anything, I think that it will add value to me. I learn, and when I'm not learning and I'm relaxing, I like watching educative movies. Yes, and I enjoy gospel music a lot. Yes, so if I'm not
Excellent.
learning and if I'm not working, I'm just relaxing, enjoying music or enjoying a movie.
Excellent. So we can see Patricia is a well balanced professional and leader. So, Patricia, we are ready for you. Take us away on the subject how successful women leaders navigate corporate politics. Welcome to your space.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Yes, so we are talking how successful women navigate corporate politics. And that is very important because sometimes you get to hear people talking about corporate politics, or some may call it office politics, as something that is evil in quotes, and they wouldn't want to have anything to do with it. But whether you recognize it or not, whether you accept it or not, whether you ignore it or not, corporate politics exist. And if you are not able to take advantage, you don't first of all take your time to understand and then navigate it professionally or effectively, it will be very, very tough for you at the workplace, especially as a woman. And what I'm going to share with you, I'm going to share based on my experience as a woman leader. First, as somebody who had worked in the corporate setting formally, and also as an entrepreneur, as a consultant who is always navigating through the corporate politics and all that. So, in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to share my experiences with you. And like as always, you can ask your questions, and then after the discussion, we can pick it up. Right. So, going on. Okay. I don't know whether it can be controlled from the end. I'm not able to navigate through it. So backstage, can you do that? Otherwise, I will stop sharing and then reshare if that's okay. Okay, so let me do that. Let me reshare. I hope you can see my screen, please.
Yes, we can see your screen. Felicia.
Awesome. Thank you. Great. Okay. Right. So I've spoken about myself. Let me move on. And this will guide our discussion. We will look at what corporate politics is, and then we'll also look at some of the challenges faced by women leaders. And I'm talking about challenges that I've personally faced, that I think other women leaders also face in terms of the corporate politics or the corporate world. And then I will share with you some of the strategies that have worked for me in navigating corporate politics. And then I'll give you my final words. So, as introduction, when the flyer was shared, I saw this quote, and I think it really captures what corporate politics is. It said the person who says I'm not political is in great danger. Only the fittest will survive, and the fittest will be the ones who understand their office politics. And this is so true. Like I said in the beginning, whether you like it or not, it happens. Whether you hate it or you love it, it happens. So why don't you take your time to understand it and then navigate through it effectively? Because look, if you say you are not interested, you'll be there, but you'll be a victim because you realize that people are getting promoted ahead of you or above you. People are getting things done. You are asking for resources, you are not getting. You know others are asking and they are getting, even though resources are limited. Why is it that you are not getting? Why is it that the other person is getting? Why is it that you are not being promoted as fast as you would want? Even though you are giving off your best, you are excelling at what you do technically. It's very important. So it's just like being at the meal table. Either you are a meal on the table or you are at the table enjoying the meal. The choice is yours. And I think that is why this discussion is very important so that we can choose to navigate through the corporate politics effectively so that we can achieve our political, our career goals, and even our personal goals as well. And success in corporate politics is not about winning at all costs. And that is why I think some people frown upon corporate politics because of the negativities that are associated with it. Yes, it can be negative, but there is also positive aspect of it. Positives in the sense that corporate politics actually fosters innovation, it fosters collaboration, it also fosters positive change, but it can also lead to power struggles. It can lead to unethical behaviors. It can actually lead to a lot of negativity, backbiting, boot leaking, and all that. But in spite of the negatives, I think that if you play it well, it's like a game. Indeed, it is a game. If you play it well, you'll be able to navigate through it and then go through it without really demonstrating or exhibiting the negativities that come with corporate politics. So it can be a double-edged sword, like I've said. It has the positives and the negatives. It is up to us to master it so that we can create the positive influence and drive transformation within our organization. Yes, the way some play the politics, like we say, dirty politics, it creates problems. But that is not to say that because some use it negatively, we shouldn't use it at all, because like a double-edged sword, you can use this positively and negatively. But the focus of this discussion is how you can use it positively to influence your career advancement as a woman leader or generally as a leader. So what is corporate politics? What is it? For me, it has to do with that power dynamics, and it is informal. One thing we need to understand, it is informal. So the formal structures are there, the formal systems are there, the formal authorities are there. But when we talk of corporate politics, we are talking about the informal dynamics, relationship, and strategies that individuals employ within an organization to influence decision making. They do that to assess resources. Resources are always limited, all right? They do that to advance their individual and their collective interests. And I need you to understand it's an informal power dynamics, and it involves cultivating relationships and strategizing to ensure that you are able to influence decisions when it comes to access to resources, when it comes to even achieving your goals. It's something that we need to navigate around it. And that is what corporate politics is. It has to do with unwritten rules. If you observe your organizations very well, you realize that there are certain things that go in the organization. You can't find them in any of the policy documents. You can't find them in any written document, but it happens. And it's like rules that if you are able to understand and play by the rules, you advance. But if you are not able to recognize these rules and play by them, you don't advance. They are not written, but you need to understand them. It has to do with the subtle negotiations, the informal networks that shape the distribution of power within the organization. There are certain people who may not hold any, let's say, formal leadership positions, or they don't have titles formally, but they wield a lot of power within the organization. So you need to identify all these people and then strategically network, form alliances for the good of your business and also for the good of your career. And there are certain individuals that are able to maneuver through the organizational landscape. And how do they do that? They have certain things that they leverage on to navigate through their corporate politics. They leverage on their social capital. That is the people that they know. They navigate through their networking abilities. They're able to network, form strategic alliances with the people within the organization and even outside of the organizations that they know have a certain kind of influence in the organization that they work, or wherever they work, and they want to make an impact, an input, or advance in there. They use their strategic thinking skills and their persuasive skills to shape outcomes and decisions within the organization. And that is corporate politics. So if you look at the definition of corporate politics, it is not negative. It is how you use it or how people use it that will either tell or lead into a negative consequence or a positive one. Like sometimes say, it's like money. Money in itself is not evil. It's what you use money to do that would either be evil or be good. And like the sword, it's not evil. What you use it for is what will determine whether it will be good or evil. So corporate politics in itself, in my opinion, is not evil. It is how you navigate, it's how you use it that will determine. But the focus of this discussion is for us to use it positively to advance our careers as women leaders or as leaders generally. But as women, per my experience, I have observed that there are certain challenges that we face as women leaders. And if you are not able to recognize these challenges and overcome them, they hinder our ability to navigate effectively in the corporate politics game. And I would like to share a few with you. First, it has to do with the gender biases and stereotypes. As a woman, sometimes people already have preconceived minds about women leaders, about leaders or women who have advanced in their careers, have reached a certain height. And if a man gets to that point, oh, the man did it by themselves, I mean, by hard work. But if a woman gets to that point, either he just um had the opportunity handed to him, handed to her on a silver platter, or he just sold her way up the ladder. If I say sold her way up the ladder, I'm sure you understand. It's not by virtue of the fact that the person has the ability to do that, but she's been put there because she's maybe sleeping with somebody in the organization, the big man or the big woman and stuff like that. So this becomes very challenging for those of us who genuinely work hard to rise to the top. And if you're a woman leader and you don't overcome this, it will limit you. You may say that, okay, if I get to the top, people will talk. If I get to the top, people will think that I got there by dubious means. So let me stay my somewhere. Let me just be comfortable where I am. But you can't be comfortable where you are and advance. You need to move forward. So these are some of the challenges that we face. And sometimes to the name callings, right? If a man does so well, achieves so much, is strong, is moving ahead, oh, everybody claps, everybody is okay, praises. But a woman does that, and you are cautioned. A woman should be careful, especially if you are not married. If you do that, you won't get a husband and all that. And it stops us, or it limits us from moving forward. But let us try to put those things aside, because whether you like it or not, people will talk. For you, it is the fact that you got there genuinely through hard work, through smart work, through your own abilities and strength. You got there by yourself. You know it. Just be comfortable with that and move ahead. The other challenge that we face as women has to do with the double standards and expectations. So even when it comes to the issue of assertiveness, women have to really be able to balance that delicate line between assertiveness and likability. If you're a woman and you are so assertive, it is misunderstood as you are too strong. You are not feminine. You are not demonstrating the likability, and they give you names. Sometimes they'll call you Ya Santua, even though you are not Ya. Abna like me, Abna Santua. I know that some people use it with admiration, but most of the people, when they say that because they think that you are doing too much. Like if they are fancies, they will say, "Hey, dodo," and all that. But the men, when they are exhibiting these assertive tendencies, everybody is okay. But when a woman exhibit that, you should be cautious. You are a woman, know your place. And even in leadership, when a woman is leading and the woman is demonstrating principle, strong leadership, they are cautioned. You are a woman, be careful. You are leading men, be careful. But if a man is leading women or men and the man is strong, everybody is okay. And this to me is double standard, and it is not auguring well for us as women in our leadership pursuit or journey. But I'm bringing our attention to this, and let us understand that, look, it's something that you can overcome and move ahead. Just be yourself, authentic self. Make sure that you're doing the right things at the right time. Make sure that you are showing authenticity in what you are doing, and you are excelling at what you are doing. And then these expectations and double standards, it will not go completely, but you'll be able to overcome and move ahead. And then the issue of work-life balance. And this is a challenge that most women face. And for me, especially as a married woman with kids, sometimes the guilt of not having enough time for your family weighs you down. A man can comfortably go on and pursue their career and excel and not feel guilty about neglecting the family. But a woman, we feel guilty when we do that. And sometimes society even imposes the guilt on us. Like for myself, I run a consulting firm, and my family, my husband is in Cape Coast. My business, my office is in Tema. I have another one in coming up in Kumasi. So I'm always shuttling around between Tema, Kumasi, Cape Coast, Tema, Kumasi, Cape Coast. Sometimes for weeks, I've not been at home with my husband. And even colleagues of my husband tend to question him. Your wife is always not around. But if it's a man doing that, oh, he has to put food on the table for the family, so it's okay. But this is a challenge that we face. And there are some men that understand, like my husband. I mean, I always thank God for his life. He understands and he supports me in that. But most men don't understand. And I have had instances to talk to women whose husband have stopped them from pursuing a certain level of leadership because they think that it will affect their home life balance. They will not have time for home and then family, and these things happen, but we need to see how we can balance it. Sometimes I make time to be with my husband, I make time to go be with my daughter, but I don't feel the guilt. Yeah, sometimes it comes subtly, but I try to overcome and move ahead. The self-doubt and the feeling of inadequacy is also one of the challenges that we face. When I started my consulting career first, the there was this time that I visited. I started in Cape Coast, so I had gotten married fresh, and I had to relocate from Accra to be with my husband in Cape Coast. So I started to start the consulting in Cape Coast. It wasn't moving so well, and then in the early stages, I decided to visit one of the churches in Cape Coast to talk to the pastor there because I wanted an opportunity to talk to people about about career development. I told you one of the things that I'm passionate about is career development. To talk to the youth there, to guide them in how to choose the right career and all that, and take the opportunity to introduce what we do to the church as well. So I went there, waited for the man. He came, and then I told him where I was and the fact that I used to be a member of the church, and I have relocated to Cape Coast. So he listened to me, then told me, "You've been in this town, you've never come to church, and then you are here to talk to me about giving you an opportunity to talk to the youth. This is not happening. This will not happen." And he just dismissed me. And I felt so bad because when I relocated, I had to go to church with my husband. And so I was attending church with my husband at his church. I wasn't really attending the church that I used to attend before. I was expecting that the opportunity would be given for me to talk to them. And the way he said it, I felt so bad. And in fact, I began to doubt myself. Is it really worth it? And sometimes when you are not getting the business, you people are asking, why don't you just go back to the 8 to 5 job and all that? If you are not strong enough, if you are not clear enough about your vision and where you want to go to, you will just give up. And I'm assuring you, if you are not careful, you will give up. But I want to encourage you that don't give up no matter what anybody says, because you know where you're going, you know the vision, it is clear to you. Focus on it and don't be discouraged. And there are also cultural expectations and biases. Get married, have kids. When you are not married, get married, get married, get married. Women who have reached so high heights, but the kind of respect that they should get, they are not getting because they are not married. And when you get married, then the pressure, have children, have kids. And so you are married for years, you're not having kids. There's a certain cultural expectation that you're not careful will weigh you down, you'll not be able to move on. These things happen, but I'm saying that let's learn as women to overcome. I have overcome there was a time that I had to stay at home for 2 years taking care of my kid, so that and I closed my office, but I had to reopen and then move ahead. Right now, my daughter is not with me. I'm building a career. It's not easy. My daughter is with my family in Kumasi. My husband is pursuing his PhD. There's a lot of things going on. So we have agreed that then I take time to visit, but I'm able to focus on building the career and without feeling any guilt. So yes, the biases are there, the challenges are there, but let's brace ourselves and work through the challenges. Now I want to share with you the strategies that I have used that have worked for me in navigating corporate politics. Corporate politics, according to ESLA, can be a maze, but with strategic thinking and emotional intelligence, you can navigate through it to achieve your goals. Strategic thinking, emotional intelligence, we'll get to that and explain it further. So, first, what has worked for me is I was clear in my mind what I wanted to achieve. I had no doubt. The vision was clear to me. The purpose was clear to me. I wanted to impact organizations. I wanted to provide HR solutions. I wanted to impact lives of people, the young people. I wanted to guide people to find themselves within themselves. I wanted people to chart a good career path, guide them. So it was clear to me. So initially, when I was facing the challenge of rejection upon rejection, you send proposals upon proposals, you don't get positive feedback. And sometimes the people that love you, in fact, they love you, they want the best for you. They tell you, oh, why don't you go back to 8 to 5 job? They love you. I mean, they want your best interest. But you know where you are going and what you want to achieve. So you had to tell them that, look, it will be well. You are going somewhere. So focus on that so that the distractions will come, the storms will come, the challenges will come. But if you are focused, you'll be able to move ahead. Whether you are running your own business or you are climbing up the career ladder within an organization, you still have to focus on the goal and not give up. And not give up. In corporate politics, it's not about who plays the game. It is about who plays it well with integrity and purpose. So it's a game, and I liken corporate politics to, for those of us in Ghana, the game of Owari. For those outside of Ghana, you can liken it to chess. So for the game of Owari, it's a game, all right, but you need to really study the game to understand the game. You need to understand the rules. You need to really think strategically. You need to be able to maneuver your way through. You need to be able to know how the opponent is thinking, get into their heads, know the moves they'll make ahead of time so that you can counter and all that. And it takes a lot of skill, it takes a lot of time. It's a game, but you need to really learn to understand the game, and that's how corporate politics is. And like I said, you play it with integrity and with purpose. Why are you positioning yourself strategically within the organization so that you can also have access to the resources that are limited anyway? You also have access to the people that influence decisions within the organization. It's because you want to advance your career. It's because you want to make an impact within the corporate space. So work ahead and then don't give up. The second strategy that has worked for me is building a strong reputation. Look, you can't go far in your career in leadership as a woman if you are not excelling, if you are not delivering high quality results. Whether you are working within an organization or whether you are running your own business, you need to build that strong reputation. You need to be known for the quality of service you provide. You need to be known for the quality of the results you give. You need to be known for the achievement of excellent results. And that is how you build a reputation. If you position yourself well in that direction, they may not like you, but they cannot ignore you because you have developed yourself to the extent that they may really will have to consult you in some of the things that you are good at. And that is how initially when we started and we're not getting business, we had sent proposals upon proposals, not getting any business. There was one time that we had the opportunity to visit a client. It was through one of the networks platforms that I was on. Somebody shared that they needed a recruitment agency to help them with their recruitment services. So I reached out to the person and then I sent the person the message. The person said, okay, come for a meeting to meet my general manager. So I went for that meeting. The general manager was a man, a white man. Then we had a discussion. He asked a lot of questions. We answered, but I could sense that this person was not so comfortable. First, and in my interpretation is that yes, we knew he didn't know us, but and we didn't also come as giants, if you get what I mean. And then as women, we are too as women. I could sense that hesitation. I could sense that doubt. But then they said, okay, we'll give you a try. We'll just give you one role to fill or two to fill for now. There are other roles, but to try you. So I said, okay, we accepted the challenge and we gave them strong candidates. And he came back to me to say, oh, your candidates were just strong. So, and they kept giving us roles to fill for them. They kept giving us roles to fill for them. That's what I'm talking about. Distinguish yourself and build a strong reputation for quality of service, for quality of work, for achieving excellent results. Then you cannot be ignored in the organization. That is how you navigate through the corporate policy. They may not like you, but you have such a good, strong reputation that they will have to consult you or come to you all the time. In the game of corporate politics, stay true to your values and let your integrity guide your actions. I said from the beginning that it can be bad, it can be good, it can be evil, it can be good. It depends on how it is played. For you, you are playing corporate politics or that game, you are navigating through corporate politics with values and with integrity. So your actions, you are not backbiting people, you are not stepping on toes, you are not saying that the end justifies the means. So no matter what you do to get to the end, you are okay. No, you are making sure that you are doing the right things. You are making sure that you are not backbiting anybody, you are not stepping on anybody's toe to get up there. And that is very important. You are your authentic self. You demonstrate integrity all the time, and it really, really works. And there's something that has really worked for me in several ways. Sometimes you get rejected because you won't do certain things that they expect you to do, because for you it goes against your principle, it goes against the quality of the of integrity, so you don't want to do it and you lose the job. But you still forge ahead because there are people who will value you and appreciate you for the integrity that you demonstrate and give you the job or help you navigate through corporate politics. So it's fine. So the next point is to build strong relationships and networks. It's very important. Social capital is very important. I said that when I was talking about corporate politics, there are people who have power within the organization. They may influence decisions within organizations. You should be able to form positive, healthy alliances with them, network with them, and even outside of the organization. There are people, you know that there are people who influence decisions within the organization, even though they don't work there. Find a way to network with them, build strong relationships, and network. Invest in it, cultivate that relationship or those relationships, and leverage on them when the time comes. The key to success in corporate politics lies in building strong relationships, fostering collaboration, and bringing out the best in others. And I believe in this so much, and this has really worked for me. You know that in consulting space, we rely so much on networks, on relationship to get business. And in corporate politics, you need somebody to speak for you when you are not there. You need somebody to mention you in the boardroom when you are not there. When they are discussing who to promote, when there are two people who have excelled at the same rate, two people who are doing so well at the same time, and one of them needs to be promoted, you need to have somebody in that room who will say, look, I can vouch for this person. This person, she can do well. She can do well in that room. Let's promote this person. If you don't have anybody to speak for you, you see that people will just bypass you, and you may be wondering why. You are doing your best, but it takes more than doing your best to excel or to go up the ladder, especially when there are limited roles for promotion and there are a lot of people who are excelling. You need to build strategic relationships, and that's what corporate politics is all about. And my number 4 strategy, which has worked for me, which I recommend to you, is to develop political and emotional intelligence. What is political intelligence? We have talked about corporate politics and what it is. So political intelligence is your ability to first understand those informal power structures within the organization, those informal, the people within the organization who are the influencers within the organization, right? You need to study and understand how resources are allocated, how even goals are achieved. There are certain unwritten rules. You need to take your time to understand. It's just like the game of Owari. You need to understand the rules. You need to take your time to study the game. And so a politically intelligent person is somebody who has the ability to, first of all, understand the informal systems at play, and then also be able to effectively engage the power brokers within the organization positively to their advantage and to help them achieve both their individual and their corporate goals. Because sometimes you are working so hard and you know that what you are working, seeking to achieve is for the good of the company, and everybody knows it, but resources are limited. Somebody else is in competing for that same resource. Why should they give it to you? Yes, it's for the good of the company, but it's somebody also needs it. It's for the good of the company. So why should they give it to you? You need to be able to be intelligent in that. And in addition to political intelligence, it's also emotional intelligence. If you're not very careful, and I've learned this um the hard way, right? I am choleric and I tend to speak my mind, no matter what. But I learned that in the space that I am, I can't always speak my mind like that, because I may step on people's toes, I may hurt people's feelings. So I took it upon myself to learn to appreciate my own emotions, and then appreciate the emotions of the people I deal with, and learn how to manage the relationship very well. And that has worked for me. When my choleric nature is trying to show up, I run to my husband and I give it to him. I have offload, yeah, like the punching bag for the boxes. I just offload, and then I'm okay. But I don't take it to my clients. I don't take it to the work environment. I don't take it to the people that I I work with. And my husband has that understanding. So he helps me, and he's always helping me to deal with that. And it's work in progress. But let's cultivate that habit. Let's understand how the system works. Okay. And once you understand that, work on your emotional intelligence. Because people will step on your toes, people will say hurtful things to you. You may not have control. In fact, you don't have control over what people tell you or how people react to you. But what you have control over is how you react or respond to that reaction. And that is what emotional intelligence is all about. And let's all learn to develop high levels of emotional intelligence and political intelligence. My strategy number 5 is embark on self promotion, or what others will call personal branding. Look, we are told, especially in Africa, don't blow your horns, right? But I tell people, if you don't blow your horns, who will blow it for you? And it's not about just making noise on social media, but it's about showcasing your achievements. It's about showcasing the results. The people who are achieving so much in the organization, but apart from their immediate supervisor, nobody else within the organization knows. The higher levels of leadership authority within the organization, nobody knows. And if you're not careful and you're not fortunate and you get a leader, a supervisor who always wants to take the glory, you will never, nobody will see the good work that you're doing. But I know that within organizations, there are platforms, social media platforms. So sometimes the good things that you have done, your achievements, showcase them, if not on the company's personal platforms, your personal platforms, the Facebook, the WhatsApp, the the LinkedIn, the Instagram, the Twitter. I mean, all those platforms. Your achievements, just showcase them. I learned this um sometime. I mean, after I had struggled and struggled and struggled, then I said, especially during the COVID time, that was when I really got to understand how important strategic self promotion is to women, especially leadership and also business growth. you know I then began to learn. That's when I started learning how to design flyers, and I started my YouTube channel to talk about career guidance, people, and then showcasing that, and showcasing some of the achievement on Facebook and LinkedIn. And sometimes you get people getting back to you to help them with their recruitment, help them with the HR solutions, this or that. And it said, wow, this is working. And so I recommend this to you, right? It doesn't mean you are showing off. It means that you are demonstrating, or you are exhibiting the good stuff that you are made of. And there's nothing wrong with it. Don't feel guilty about it. A man does it and people are clapping. A woman does it and it's like, oh, but please don't be discouraged. Show off what you have achieved, right? It will help you. Corporate politics may test your resilience, but remember that every challenge is an opportunity to rise higher and show your true potential. Rise higher and show your true potential. It's a challenge, and I've mentioned some of the challenges, but don't let these challenges weigh you down. Don't let them stop you. If anything at all, like they say, turn them to stepping stones and climb them higher. Uh, and this popular saying that if you are given lemons, just make lemonade out of them, right? And it happens. I know that sometimes it's easier said than done, but if you are resilient, if you are determined enough, you'll be able to overcome the challenges that come, because it's part of the challenges. Corporate politics has opportunities, advantages. It will help you rise higher. It will help you make more impact. It will help you achieve more within the organization. So please don't avoid it. Just learn to navigate through it. And number 6 strategy, cultivate a strong professional network. So we've talked about building relationships. Now I'm talking about professional network. So whatever profession you belong to, if you are for HR practitioners, we have HR professional bodies that you can network with. A lot of the businesses that I've gotten as a consultant has come from this network, professional network that I belong to. And so cultivate that. Attend the events, networking events, but purposefully. It's not every event that will work for you. So choose carefully the events that you need to attend so that you can network purposefully and build it. And I'm using cultivate for a reason. Cultivate because it doesn't just happen. It takes time, and you have to make the investment. It's just like you're cultivating any crop or any tree, any crop, let me say that. You need to water it, you need to weed around it, you need to nurture it. And that is how building, whether it's a normal network or professional network, it is about. So you make the investment, you make the time. You don't just add people's contact, get their contacts, you don't contact them, you don't check on them. Then when you need something, you call on them. That is not what building network is all about. You make the investment. Okay, you bring something to the table, you take something from the table. That is how it works. So navigate that, and then negotiate and advocate for yourself. Speak for yourself. Just as you have achieved so much, as you are doing so much, as you are giving off your best, as you are excelling, use that as a leverage to negotiate positions, to negotiate resources, to negotiate for decisions that are around your team or yourself. So you go to the table with something concrete that anybody can say that, oh yes, you are saying that. It's not like I want, for example, if you are talking about getting an increment, I want an increment. I'm negotiating. No. What do you have? What are you bringing on the table? What do you have in your hand that is strong enough that when you release your hand, everybody sees it and they can't say anything but give you what you're asking for? Let's cultivate that. Embrace the complexities of corporate politics, for within them lie the path to leadership and meaningful change. And I think I've said this in many ways, so I won't belabor it. It's one of the quotes that really I love so much and really believe in. Number 8, embrace continuous learning and professional development. You can't go far if you're not a learner, because it is said that leaders are learners. If you want to be an effective leader, you should be a lifelong learner. You should be learning all the time. Learn leadership, and I'm glad that we are on the leadership platform. And I know that CTL runs leadership programs. You need to take advantage of it. If you really want to advance in your career as a woman, you really need to go higher in the leadership ladder as a woman. You need to develop your leadership skills. You see, sometimes, yes, you may want your organization to pay. You think that this is expensive, but I learned early in my life that if you think that education is expensive, try ignorance. If you think that personal development and career development and professional development is expensive, then try not doing it at all. You will not go far. I'm telling you from experience, you will not go far. So take advantage of the opportunities to learn, to improve on your skills, leadership skills, and then your technical skills, and then your people skills. That is so, because when you get to a certain level in leadership, technical skills are good, but they don't matter much. The those soft skills, those that we call soft skills, those leadership skills, emotional intelligence, political intelligence, those things, you work on them, you develop, and they will help you navigate effectively in the corporate politics. And number 9, showcase your expertise and visibility. I've said that in another way, but just let people know what you have achieved. It's not called bragging, it's called showing your expertise. It's called being visible. If you are not doing that, people will not know what you have achieved or what you are good at to give you the opportunity, especially for those of us who run our own businesses. You should be able to exhibit your expertise and be visible. And then number 10, stay positive and resilient. Because I tell you, there are a lot of storms in corporate politics, a lot of challenges, a lot of stereotypes, a lot of biases, from society and all that. But stay positive. Stay true to your core. Stay positive. Stay positive. Be resilient. Don't give up. Be determined. Forge ahead. You'll get there. Don't let corporate politics discourage you. View them as opportunities to learn, grow, and make a positive impact. If you don't get anything at all from this discussion, and you get this very quote, you get this very point, that you'll not be discouraged, but you can view it as an opportunity to learn. So you're networking with people, you are learning from them. It helping you to grow. It is helping you to make a positive impact because you want to make an impact, but you are struggling because you're not connected to the people, the shakers and movers within the organization. So you are not really going far. But you position yourself that you want to do that, you're able to master that art of corporate politics, then you'll be able to make that positive impact that you so desire to make in the organization. And then cultivate executive presence. And that is my last strategy. And this is very important. And I'm using cultivate again because it happens over time. You don't just get executive presence, you have to cultivate it, you have to work at it, you have to grow it. So, what is executive presence? It is that ability to that ability to command presence, the ability to command attention, the ability to inspire others, inspire credibility, the ability to influence, the ability to just when you enter the room, people have to turn their heads in a positive way to look at you because you carry a certain presence with you. If you're a pastor, you will say anointing, right? Or if you're a Christian, you say anointing. That presence is very, very important. It has to do with all the qualities, all the behaviors and the demeanor that exudes confidence, credibility, and influence within the organization wherever you go. And it's very important. Sometimes you are good at what you do. Sometimes you may even build a network, but you don't carry that executive presence that will make people want to listen to you. That tells people that you are confident enough. You don't have it. So building confidence, how do you cultivate executive presence? One of the things that you do quickly is to build confidence over time, right? And first of all, you need to be aware of where you are in terms of corporate presence. And once you are aware, you make effort to improve, ask for feedback, and practice and develop it over time. Develop your communication skills, develop your emotional intelligence skills, develop your critical thinking skills, strategic thinking skills. All these things come together to create that executive presence that as a corporate leader, as a woman leader, you need to command that respect, to command that authority, to project that authoritative presence that people will see and pay attention to you. Is very important. So these are the strategies that I've used that I know I'm recommending to you because they have worked for me, and I know that if you employ them, they will work for you. And I'm saying that it won't happen just at it. It won't happen just at once. You have to cultivate it, you have to invest in it, you have to work on it. For my final words, navigate corporate politics with grace and authenticity, for true leadership shines through even in the most challenging environments. So don't focus on the challenges that come with corporate politics. Don't focus on the negativities, but focus on the positives and be yourself and be true to your values, be true to your authentic self, play it with integrity, and it will work for you. Corporate politics can present challenges, but there are also opportunities for growth, opportunities for leadership, opportunity to make a difference. So stay true to your values, navigate the corporate politics with integrity, and embrace the journey of corporate politics with determination and resilience. And if you do that, you'll be able to go far and navigate through it effectively and make that impact that you desire, achieve that career growth that you desire, or grow that business that you desire. Thank you very much. If you have questions, I think it's time for questions. So thank you for the opportunity and thank you for the audience. Thank you for the attention. Thank you so much. Sarah, if you are there and you can hear me. Hello? Is anybody there? Okay. So I'm here. If you can hear me, please let me know in the chat, and you can also ask your questions if you have any.
Okay. Thank you so much, Patricia. That is awesome. And as we wait for Patricia just to catch her breath, I don't know whether Kofi and Richmond, you are there with us. If you are there, could you just play the video for the 15 laws of growth, as well as the one for the leadership, the 21 laws? Can we have that? If not...
Hello, dear leader. My name is Samuel Eyim, Chief Leadership Coach at the Center for Transformational Leadership in Africa, CTL Africa. And I have an important invitation for you. Why are some nations developed and thriving, while others are underdeveloped and struggling? Why are some businesses flourishing and others languishing? Why are some churches growing and others dying? These are important questions for leaders. So are you a leader? At what level are you leading? What impact are you making? What is your understanding and concept of leadership? The way you think about leadership is the way you do leadership. And as John Maxwell says, everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is the cause, all others are the effect. So, at the Center for Transformational Leadership, we've created this program to help you transform your understanding of leadership. This program is going to be based on John C. Maxwell's book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. As a John C. Maxwell certified coach, I'm going to walk you through these laws, and we're going to give you exercises and activities around these laws to help install a new transforming concept of leadership for you. This will change the way you do leadership completely. So I invite you to check our website and our social media pages and to register for the Leadership Mindset and Asset program. This program is on 2 levels. The first level is understanding the laws of leadership, where we are going to walk you through the laws of leadership in 3 to 5 days. And this will give you the foundations of leadership. The second level is walking the laws of leadership. Here, we take you through a 15-week journey through the laws of leadership. Every week, you will have opportunity to study one law, apply the law throughout the week, meditate upon it, do the exercises, and regroup with other like-minded people who are learning the laws of leadership, exchange ideas, and share your lessons. So do not miss this opportunity. Register now for the Leadership Mindset and Asset program.
Great. Thank you so much, Patricia, and thank you, Richmond, for this new program that the CTL is offering to us that we delve deeper into leadership. Registrations are open. If you go onto the CTL website, you'll be able to register to join this program that the CTL Africa it is really now offering. Great, Patricia. You've really given us a lot of food for thought. So I'm just going to look at some of the comments that are coming up for us and some questions. So keep your questions coming. Let me see. Gerald is joining from Accra. Says happy to be here. Watching and learning from Accra, from Fortune, Doris Atha. And we have Reverend Isaac Apenten, Community 18. I'm looking for the questions. Okay, and we can see Michael is here. Michael Kisi, thank you so much for joining your wife and supporting her on this platform. And then I have All Food saying, you are your authentic self. That is comment. And Phyllis Queno says, great insight. Thank you for sharing with us. I'm not seeing questions. I'm looking for questions. Albert Odonko says, it's loud and clear. Patricia, your message has really hit home. So thank you for that. And Albert Donko still says, continuous learning is key. Wonderful. I don't seem to see any questions here. Emmanuel says, always a pleasure to be here following from WA, New York. And Iria Magozi says, thanks for the very detailed presentation. His takeaway is, be so significant that you cannot be ignored if you are not liked. William, awesome presentation. Okay, so whilst others are going to bring their questions, Patricia, I have a question for you. We were really focusing on women. Yes, the men also can take away some key learners. What can we do as women to really also educate men about these biases that we experience in the workplace? Because definitely it's not only women who are in corporate life, but we have the men. And we women, we nurture men. So what can we do differently to make sure that these biases are minimized or completely removed?
Thank you so much for that question. I think in my presentation, I mentioned bits and pieces here and there, but it is important that we add value to ourselves as women. Let us demonstrate excellence. Let us be so good at what we do that we cannot be ignored. Let us be so good at what we do that, yes, they may think that we are women, but they also consider as women of substance, women who bring something on the table. Yes, I hear of affirmative actions here and there. For me, I think that yes, affirmative action is good. But what do you have? What are you bringing to the table? And that is what, as women, we should focus on. Unless, or sometimes some of the men, they do some of these things out of ignorance. So you can also take your time to point out the right way to them. Let them understand how some of the statements they make, some of the things they say, how it affects you, and how you would wish that they may not mean any harm, but these things are harming you. So you are just drawing the attention to it. That when they say these things, it hurts, and then it limits you, your ability to do more. They know you are doing more. You want to give off your best, But if they say these things to you, you let them understand that if they say these things, they limit your ability to do more. And you want to really make more impact. You want to really contribute more to the building of the organization together. So once these things are done, so first, ignorance, those that are ignorant, you just point them to the right way. Those that may be saying the things without really thinking through it properly and understanding how they affect you, you talk to them politely to let them understand how they affect you. And then beyond that, just be good, be excellent at what you do so that you cannot be ignored.
Okay, thank you so much, Patricia. That was excellent. So let me see. I have one great question that has just come in from Albert Donko. Says, what strategy should good leaders adopt to separate their feelings from actions? What strategy should good leaders adopt to separate their feelings from actions? If you will take
Right.
that.
Yes. Thank you, Albert, for that question. That question actually, what comes to mind immediately when you hear feelings and actions,
Mm-hmm.
because it means that your feelings control your actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you position yourself such that your feelings do not control your actions? And that is where emotional intelligence come in. And how do you assess your level of emotional intelligence? So
Mm-hmm.
self-awareness.
Yeah.
You need to understand how, first of all, the feelings that you demonstrate, and then how you can manage the feelings. So for example, I know somebody, my former boss, he's been on this platform before. For him, he says that on Monday mornings, he's not very he's very agitated, or for a lack of better word, right? And if you're not careful, and he understands that the feelings at that level can be negative. So in once he recognized that, what he did was move all his meetings for Mondays, so that, because if not, Monday meetings, he will give it to people hot, 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 and their whole week, the entire week will just, like they say, will spoil, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he understands that now. He developed that mechanism so that he doesn't offload that
Mm-hmm.
frustration or emotions onto the people. So what I'm saying is, understand how you feel. So recognize the emotions, then manage the emotions. So before you know that when you are hungry, for example, they say an angry hungry man is an angry man, right? So when you
Mm-hmm.
are hungry and you are angry, then try that when you are hungry, you don't go to talk to anybody for you to vent your frustrations on. So this is the basic analogy, but understand your emotions and then learn how to manage the emotions. It's something that you have to develop over time. It doesn't just happen. You need to really develop it over time. And so I know some people will say that, oh, especially as it relates to marriage, if your woman and your husband announce you, drink water, put water in your mouth so that you don't talk, and take a few minutes before you do that. So just know the mechanism that will work for you. You can only do that when you have understood your emotions, then you'll be able to manage it and understand that emotions will really get in your way.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Thank you. And Patricia, you did also mention the fact about communication. So I will add to add on to what you have just said, using your communication skills, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah, yeah,
reframing what the person said. Yes, you may be hurt, but just whatever the person has said or done, could you
hmm,
just reframe it, repeat it, saying, maybe do I understand? Am I understanding so and
yeah,
so and so?
yeah,
And
yeah.
if taking that time will give you the time to manage your emotions, as well as also get feedback from the person to see whether you understood it very well before launching into any action. Great. So let's
Exactly. And to
yeah,
add to that,
yes.
sometimes you are expecting so much for your team members. You have given them everything they need to perform. They're not performing. As a leader, if you're not careful, you will just launch out on them or lash out on them. But if you develop your emotional intelligence, you will find a way to have a conversation with them and then guide them. And that is why, from the perspective of human resource, we talk about putting somebody on performance improvement plan. So you guide the person through and give them what they need, but you have to always keep your cool. Otherwise, you are trying to get the best out of them, but by virtue of what you say and how you say it to them, it may cause them to shelve, and they may not even pull to give up their best again.
Okay, excellent for that point on that psychological safety. Okay,
Yeah.
Hadia says, thanks for a good presentation and making it practical. I love the work-life balance, but I want some explanation on the role of social support in achieving the balance between work and life. So if you can take that question. And
Yes, thank you, Hajia, for bringing this up,
yes,
because really,
mhm,
as women, if you be able to achieve work-life balance, we really, really need support. I mentioned my husband, and I mentioned it, and anywhere I go, I don't feel shy to talk about it. He's one man who has supported me so much that, in spite of the fact that I'm not always at home, he's my number one cheerleader. I'm not always at home performing my, like they call, wifery duties, but he's my number one cheerleader. And I have my sister, my mother, my daughter is with them, and they're taking good care of them. I get opportunity, I come there, I visit, and then we talk. But social support is very important. And in Ghana, we are blessed to have the extended family. I know things are changing gradually, but the extended family system is still on for some time. So you can call on your mother, your sister, your auntie to support, because if you don't have that, it'll be difficult. I know some people use house helps and all that, and they have their own challenges as well. And the stories that we hear sometimes are disheartening. But yes, social support is very, very important. You need to really, and sometimes you can rely on your husband's family or mother. And I know that sometimes in Ghana it's very problematic, but you need to study and see whether it will work for you. But you need social support. Otherwise, achieving work-life balance will be a mirage.
okay. Thank you very much. So creating the social support that works for you
Yeah.
is really key. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I don't see any more questions. And therefore, Patricia, you know what? I will give you time now to really round us off. What are your pattern comments and remarks? And then we'll call it a good Saturday evening. Over to you,
Right.
Patricia. That's your pattern.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Let me just re-emphasize what I've been saying throughout the discussion, that corporate politics exists. Whether you like it or not, the fact that you are not playing that game doesn't mean the game is not being played, right? It's in your best interest to understand how the corporate politics work, and then position yourself well to play that game with purpose, and most importantly to me, with integrity, because I know that there are some people who would go all out by hook, like they say, or by crook to get what they want. That's not what I'm talking about. There are people who will step on others' toes to get what they want. Power struggles, unethical behaviors. No, the negatives are there. But the fact that the negatives are there doesn't mean that you shouldn't take advantage of it, because the positives are also true. It will help you in your career advancement. It will help you to grow as a person. When you form strategic alliances within the organization, you get a sponsor, you get allies, you get people who will talk for you when you are not in the room, and it helps you to grow. You have mentors who will guide you, will tell you that, okay, this road that you are treading, there is a pothole there, so pass this way, pass that way. It shortens your learning curve. So it is in your all best interest to really, really take time, first of all, to understand the informal systems, informal power plays, and then develop these strategies that I've shared with you, and you can go far. Whether you like it or not, it's happening. And it's like I said, like in the meal at the table, either you are the meal on the table or you are part of those seated at the table enjoying the meal. The choice is yours, right? So I wish that you will not be on the table to be enjoyed, but you will enjoy the meal at the table by positioning yourself well, not becoming a victim, but positioning yourself and take advantage of corporate politics. It exists. And let's stop saying that it's negative. And sometimes when we are not doing it, people are doing it and we are talking about them. And in this organization is whom you know. Sometimes it's not even just whom you know, it's who also knows you. And please come to terms with it. That is reality for you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. So let's build our personal brands. Let's sit at the table. Let's invest in ourselves, in our personal and professional development, and let's be credible with integrous ways of working. Patricia, thank you. It has been an excellent evening. And for all our viewers, we want to say thank you for joining us, because if you had not come, we would not have had this discussion. We don't take you for granted. We appreciate you, and we look forward to another session next year where we'll bring you another speaker on a leadership topic. So as Mr. Yim normally says, tomorrow is Sunday. Go to church and be grateful for what the Lord has blessed us with. Until next week, the CTL team, Kofi, Richmond, Mr. Yim, who have all put this together for us, we say a big thank you to you.
Hello everyone, my name is Elsie and I'm excited that I just completed a 15-week journey with the CTL Africa team on the 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth by John C. Maxwell.
From the law of pain, I also learned that every problem introduces a person to himself. Honestly, till you face a problem, you wouldn't know the things that you actually have within you.
The journey for me personally was a wake-up call. Before I joined this journey, I wasn't actually learning at all. I wasn't adding any logic to what I knew.
So the law of trade-off is saying that you have to give up to grow up. So things that I think are not going to have maximum impact on my life, I have to trade them off.
I want to grow. I am not stopping now. I am continuing. And as far as I'm concerned, like it says, you cannot give what you don't have. I definitely will have to give what I have learned off to others and then get more so that I can continue giving. I am not going to be a reservoir. I am going to be a river, and therefore I'm going to continue learning to be able to give of my best.
Ordinary people can achieve extraordinary results on a consistent basis if they have a system, if they have a plan.
Great, awesome, well done. How did it go for you?
I think we are still live.
Oh, okay.